sky dark. Do not look up unless you're prepared to meet the glowing gaze of the 15-foot, giant-sized animated LED Galley Crow. This colossal creature stands more than 1.5 stories tall, covered from beak to base in striking detail. This ghastly beast is draped in a tattered jacket with gauzy trimming. The giant-sized Galley Crow creates quite the imposing impression. Its long arms stretched more than 12 feet wide. Motion activated, its hollow, rotting head flickers brightly with LED light, illuminating its evil eyes and menacing mouth. Its bare, bony chest smolders with flame, a glowing, pulsing portent. There is no call to summon this beastly, bone-chilling bird. Only death's rattle and the scent of sickness can pluck it from its perch before it picks you clean. The 15-foot giant-sized animated LED Galley Crow. Only at the Home Depot.
In putrid soil, possession festers, giving rise to mile-high horrors beyond our comprehension. The 15-foot, giant-sized, animated LED Worry Crow is what bad dreams are made of. With or without its tattered jacket or hat, this spine-chingling straw man is a supernatural sight, growing 1.5 stories out of the ground. Its long arms stretch more than 12 feet wide, covered in realistic detail down to its barren base. A horrific visage, its textured head flickers brightly, with LED light oozing from its eyes and mouth when its motion sensor is activated. Inside its chest, a smoldering fire pulses and grows, burning long into the night's dark. Looming larger than life, it's a Fright Night scare on an unprecedented scale, sure to inspire more than worry in horrified hearts this Hallows Eve. The 15-foot, giant-sized, animated LED Worry Crow. Only at the Home Depot.
All those years stuffing your face with ham, roast pork and bacon. Now it's my turn to carve a slice off you.
They say you are what you eat. Well, take a bite from this meatmonger's bloody buffet, and he'll have you squealing like a pig. Standing well over 6 feet tall, the 6.5-foot animated LED butcher brings an imposing presence to any monster mash. Beneath a long, wrinkled snout, too terrifying to stretch upward, framing his open, grinning mouth. A long, sutured scar runs the length of his human-sized head. Dressed in a soiled hat and apron, and holding a massive cleaver, this one-man chop shop is ready to cut more than just a rug.
People call me an artist. They line up for a taste of my work. But they never leave once I start carving. No rush, no fuss, just me, my cleaver, and a job well done.
Trigger the motion sensor, and this big pig's eyes glow bright red. His head begins to move as he brandishes his blade with evil intent. Eat up while you can. The next course might be you. The 6.5-foot animated LED butcher. Only at the Home Depot.
Dip the apple in the brew. Let the sleeping death seep through. Have a bite? In this fearsome forest, it's not just the trees that bear rotten fruit. The 5.5-foot animated evil queen wishes to be the fairest in the land, but her gruesome appearance isn't doing her any favors. Her long nose droops down nearly to her chin, punctuated by a huge dark mole. Her wispy silver hair shines beneath the hood of her cloak, catching light from the full moon. Her enormous eyes, set beneath broad, arching brows, glow green in the night. In her hand, a bushel of poison-packed apples to offer anyone who stands in her way. Trigger her motion sensor, and her head and gap-toothed mouth begin to move as she tempts you with a bite. Her apple oozing with green LED light.
This is no ordinary apple. It's a magic wishing apple. One bite, and all your dreams will come true.
Don't be fooled, for it isn't your wish the apple will fulfill, unless, that is, you wish to sleep your life away. The 5.5-foot animated evil queen. Only at the Home Depot.
Ah, there's things down there. Things with eyes that never close. They watch, waiting for their chance. I felt them, lurking just under the water. One day, they'll come for me. But they'll learn, I don't go down easy.
Our landlubbing timbers may shiver at the thought of what evil lies in the deep. But even creatures of the deepest, darkest ocean can't scare the 6.5-foot animated LED fisherman. Dressed in the tattered old rags of a lifetime at sea, this salty dog has seen it all, and he's ready for whatever wicked thing may come his way. Trigger his motion sensor, and his eyes come alive, glowing red against the dark water's sheen. He springs forward with his well-worn rod and reel, and his not-so-fresh fish still wriggling on the line as he tells you tall tales of demons in the deep.
There's tales of a devil fish, one that drags men down to the darkest depths. Black as midnight, with jaws like an iron trap. They say once it grabs ya, there's no escape. But me, I've stared into those inky black eyes. I'll be waiting.
Set your hook if you dare. There's no telling what terrors await on the other end. The 6.5-foot animated LED fisherman, only at the Home Depot. Move aside, mortal. Dead man rolling. The 5-foot animated LED hearse ferries the freshly departed to their final resting place, flanked by 4 flickering lanterns outlined in golden trim and deathly detail. This self-drawn carriage rocks and rambles its way from graveyard to graveyard, carrying the dearly departed to their final resting place while a bright LED light radiates from within. A dashing undead coachman dressed in a matte black top hat and matching cape guides this woeful wagon. His eyes burn in deep-set sockets as he pushes onward into night, disappearing into the darkness.
Let's head for the cemetery.
It would be wise to steer clear of this horrible harbinger, for none but death himself follow in its wake. The 5-foot animated LED hearse. Only at the Home Depot. When gasps turn to whispers, and whispers into shouts, even the youngest trick-or-treaters know what horror lurks about. A Fright Night icon, the 12-foot giant-sized Skelly is what legends are made of. More than twice the height of the average life-size skeleton, this colossal creep is all bone and then some, stretching over a story tall. Each limb and appendage bears the realistic texture and detail of the real thing, from his 10 terrifying toes to his horrific human-like head. deeply set in his skull. 2 life eyes move and blink, scanning for unsuspecting souls. Use the included remote control to choose from 8 available display eye options and maximize the monstrous mayhem. Should you be lucky enough to make it through the night, because Halloween is all about the biggest scares. And who's bigger than the 12-foot giant-sized Skelly? Only at the Home Depot.
Once upon a midnight dreary, in fields rotten beneath skies eerie, a feathered figure, cloaked in dark, utters this macabre remark.
The night is alive with whispers, secrets only the darkness can reveal.
So quoth the 6.5-foot animated LED raven. This beastly bird is black as night, dressed in a long dark cloak, from beak to claw. A shawl of feathers frames its long textured beak, cascading downward and wrapping around its shoulders and chest. In its hands a lantern glowed with warm LED light, and a silver skull-topped staff radiates with ghostly energy. Trigger its motion sensor and its eyes and mouth come alive, burning red with rage. Its head turns from side to side as it crows a thrilling threat.
These fields are not empty. They are filled with the spirits of those who dared trespass before you. The shadows have found you.
Suddenly there comes a tapping. Your heart gives out, rapidly rapping. A shadow descends and takes your beat. A blackbird's beak your soul does eat. A life in darkness now awaits, and this bright night shall seal your fate. The 6.5-foot animated LED raven. Only at the Home Depot.
Who dares disturb our ancient practice?
The hour is nigh, and we require a sacrifice.
There shall be marked for the offering this Hallows Eve night.
Bubbles in a cauldron black, a wisp of hair from a fearful head completes this potion of the dead. Take care not to stumble upon the 6.5-foot animated LED witches scene. You might be just the ingredient they're looking for. Over a glowing fire, 2 witch sisters stand, stirring their cauldron. Inside a bubbling, gruesome green substance that is sure to warm your bones, one way or another. Harshly aged from centuries of spellcasting, these spooky siblings are wrinkled and wretched. Their 2 silver shocks of tangled hair are hard to hide. Decayed wraps and spiderweb shawls outline the sorcerer's siblings. Their eyes, set in dark, decrepit sockets, glow bright against the dark. In one's hands, a broomstick for stirring, and a possum for a bit of punch into night's tonic in the others. Trigger their motion sensors and the cooking commences as these twisted sisters look for the final addition to their crooked concoction, cackling into the night, into a black cauldron inscripted with ancient insignia.
It appears they'll carry the ingredients we lack. An eye, fingernails, and a fresh, quivering tongue.
Fortune favors the bold, and in this ghost kitchen, bold flavors are to die for. The 6.5-foot animated LED witches scene. Only at the Home Depot.
Oh, Chucky, look at us. Don't you see? We belong dead.
Even a pint-sized possession needs a partner in crime. Enter Chucky's blushing bride, Tiffany Valentine. At 3.5 feet tall, Tiffany is a tiny terror, dressed in her bridal best with a long white gown and black leather jacket, with even blacker lipstick. She's the knee-high horror's better half, ready to wreak havoc until death do they part. Trigger her motion sensor and she fills with life. Her eyes look from side to side and blink as she swings her blade. Her jaw moves as she begins to speak, echoing her tattoo and pledging her undying devotion.
I love you, Chucky.
Who says romance is dead?
Were you born with that knife super glued onto your hand or what?
The 3.5-foot animated Tiffany Valentine doll. Only at the Home Depot.
She's alive! Alive!
Indeed she is, and much like her monstrous beau. The 6-foot animated LED bride of Frankenstein is back from the dead and looking absolutely electric, ready to shock partygoers with a high-voltage vision. Her glossy porcelain skin gleams against the night. A long sutured scar snakes around her jaw to the nape of her neck. 2 trademark streaks white as the moon surge through her night-black hair. Trigger her motion sensor and she turns from side to side, her gown swaying. Her illuminated eyes come alive, scanning the room with realistic movement. With her gauzy arms raised in horror, she may look like a damsel in distress. But one wrong move and the monster man she married won't hesitate to stop you in your tracks.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
Such is the power of a love undead. The 6-foot animated LED Bride of Frankenstein. Only at the Home Depot.
Come closer, dearie. The cauldron is brewing something wicked tonight. Do you dare to take a peek at my bubbling brew? Oh my! The secret ingredient is trying to escape again!
Many a deadly danger makes it home in these woods. Proceed too boldly, and you may find yourself in a very hot spot indeed. The 8-foot giant-sized, color-changing Wyvern protects its lair at all costs, guarding its gold with fiery fervor from any trick-or-treater who dares approach it. Reared and ready, it stretches 2 broad spiked wings covered in veiny, vivid detail upwards into an endless black sky. Its green and brown skin is rough with crags and crevices. Horns serpentine, sprouting from the ridges and crown of its head, and razor-sharp talons tear out from its fearsome feet. Trigger its motion sensor and bright LED light oozes from beneath its armored scales. Its piercing eyes, ferocious mouth, and powerful neck and chest all glow bright as its huge, horrific head moves and fierce jaw opens wide, threatening all that come near. Its throat fills with fire as it prepares to scorch the earth, breathing a blazing inferno over anyone and anything that stands before it. just the way it likes it. Extra crispy. The 8-foot giant-sized color-changing wyvern. Only below dealer.
Dare to reach for the treasure, and you'll find out just how lucky ye are.
Feeling lucky, are ye? Only 4.5 feet of misfortune awaits you at the end of this rainbow. The 4.5-foot animated LED cursed Clover is not your leprechaun of lore. This hatchet-wielding wild man has a vigor for violence, and he's ready to sink his blade deep into the heart of Hallows Eve. Dressed in his Erangel best, from his buckled top hat to his emerald jacket and big brown boots. This bearded bogeyman is all smiles on Fright Night. His weathered face wears the wrinkles of ages of rage, and his gloved hands and blackened fingernails hint that it is not Lucky Charms he seeks. Trigger his motion sensor and he comes to life. Bright orange LED light floods his eager eyes as he turns from side to side. His jaw opens and closes as he swings his sack of coin, brandishing his axe and boasting of the blows that will befall you.
Luck of the Irish, not tonight! Beware, for my axe is eager to meet the greedy hands that dare to touch me gold.
Mischief and mayhem go hand in hand. That is, if you're lucky enough to keep yours. The 4.5-foot animated LED cursed Clover. Only at the Home Depot.
What horrors hide on the high seas? Pillaging pirates, corsairs, and clipper ships beat against the wind, pushing perilously ever closer to land, where fresh flesh and plunder are always close at hand. Measuring more than 9 feet tall, the 9.5-foot giant-sized animated LED pirate ship has run aground, and the sea-weary scallywag aboard is eager to plant their festering feet on dry land at last. Adorned with a mermaid figurehead gracing the bow, this night-black ship is a sight to behold. Its dark walls show the weathering of centuries at sea, and its skull and crossbones flag is a stern warning to any seaside trespasser. Starved to the bone, a scurvy skeleton mans the wheel, eyes glowing red, turning and turning aimlessly, forever lost, but still duty-bound for eternity. Take heed. Steer clear of this ghost ship and all who serve it, for there is naught aboard but skulls and crossbones. The 9.5-foot giant-sized animated LED pirate ship. Only at the Home Depot.
What has 8 legs, 8 eyes, and a hunger that cannot be satisfied? Riddles abound down the twisted paths that swerve and snake in the forest's dark. And the 9.5-foot giant-sized LED arachnophobia spider is one of the wood's most malevolent mysteries. This astonishing arachnid has staked its impressive claim, catching and consuming everything that crosses its path. Its 8 long jointed legs stretch eagerly outward, realistic black fur dancing in the crisp night air. Against the blackness, its body glows and pulsates, producing mesmerizing colors to lure unsuspecting prey into a sticky embrace. What should await them but 2 enormous pincers, poised to promptly pierce? Trigger its motion sensor and this beastly bug comes alive, hissing, clicking, and clawing for its next meal. My, how the hunters have become the hunted. What a wicked web we weave. The 9.5-foot giant-sized LED arachnophobia spider. Only at the Home Depot.
Ah, the night is alive with fear. I can smell it in the air. Come closer.
Something is rotten in this pumpkin patch, and its putrid presence will assault more than just your senses. The 7-foot animated LED guardian of the gourds is the pumpkin-headed gatekeeper of a realm most revolting, teeming with the souls and shadows of those once living, trapped in turmoil for all eternity. He may seem dapper, holding a crooked silver-topped cane, capped by a curious crow, and dressed in a tall top hat and a long black robe with a dusty and aged shawl. But this demented dandy is anything but proper. Trigger his motion sensor, and his evil eyes begin to glow. His gaping grin fills with flashing light as he opens wide, fanning his terrible teeth. He turns his head from side to side, swinging long straw-colored locks in the moonlight. You have come too far, dear traveler. There is no turning back.
The darkness knows your name now. It is waiting for you.
From the darkness you emerged, and to it you shall return. The 7-foot animated LED guardian of the gourds. Only at the Homedepot.
Step into the shadows and enter my realm of the dead. May your night be filled with spooktacular thrills and chills.
You heard him. Come forth and enter if you dare to meet our newest full-sized fright. Introducing Ultra Skelly. Rising 6.5 feet above the grave's edge, this rotten reanimation casts a long shadow even in the dark of night. But when it comes to this spine-tingling skeleton's imposing appearance, there is much more than meets the eye. Bluetooth-enabled, Ultra Skelly lets you control the movement of its head, torso, and arm, as well as the lights in its chest and mouth. Select from 18 eerie eye options and 5 petrifying preloaded phrases.
Tonight, bones clatter and spirits chatter. Join the celebration of ghouls and creepy creatures alike to the spookiest season of them all!
Or, should his menacing methods not be to your taste, create your own. Fully customize the Fright Night experience, surprising trick-or-treaters one by one, by speaking through Ultra Skelly, live via the app.
You, over there, off my lawn, now. It's a beautiful night for Halloween.
Or record up to 30 of your own phrases with sound-changing voice effects, and set his posable fingers accordingly for extra effect. Searching for a serious scare to do your Fright Night bidding? Look no further. This skeletal servant is happy to lend a hand, or two, no necromancy required. The 6.5-foot animated Ultra Skelly.
Available exclusively at the Homedepot.
Here, kitty, kitty. My, what big eyes you have. All the better to hunt with, I suppose. Poised to pounce. All must beware the 5-foot-long LED Skelly's cat. The not-so-friendly feline companion to the famous towering terror, 12-foot Skelly. This horrifying house cat has 2 humongous fangs ready to sink into the skin of any sad soul who may approach. Its bare bones glisten with realistic texture and detail, while its giant gazing eyes glow orange in the darkness. No saucer of milk could sate this terrifying Tom, for its eyes are fixed firmly on you. How about a game of cat and mouse? Winner take all. the 5-foot-long LED Skelly's Couch, only at the Home Depot.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise. I set my trap for a peasant, and lo, I catch a prince. Away with him, but gently, my pets.
Creatures much worse than witches lurk in the forest untrod. As elegant as she is evil, the 6.5-foot animated LED Maleficent is a force to be reckoned with. With arms outstretched in a powerful pose, this satin-clad sorceress is on a purple and pink power trip. Her gorgeous gown flowing in jagged points to the forest floor. 2 night black horns stretch upward from the crown of her head, accentuating her pallid skin. In her hand, a golden staff topped with a glowing green orb, and a trustworthy crow, perched and prepared to do their majesty's bidding.
Trigger the motion sensor and they both come alive.
Her head rolls from shoulder to shoulder, and her eyes open and close, casting a vibrant orange light into the dark. Her crow calls into the quiet as she extends her staff and begins to speak, her jaw opening and closing with captivating movement.
You poor simple fools, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil.
Even as the crow flies, there's no distance that can save you, for this is no fairy tale. This is Fright Night in the fearful forest, and no one is safe from the spinning wheel's prick. The 6.5-foot animated LED Maleficent, only at the Home Depot.
Even in death you cannot escape my prying eyes, for I shall finally unveil all that you'd had to hide.
The shovel and spade is an unsavory trade when digging for riches in the den of the dead. The 6.5-foot grave robber is no stranger to the dark places of the world. Dressed in a long, dirty jacket and tattered top hat with silver strands down to his shoulders. This coal-black burglar is dusty from decades, or perhaps centuries, in the dirt. With his blood-red eyes and silver-headed shovel, he searches the soil for ill-gotten gains in large silver boots, stuffing it all into his brown burlap sack. Trigger his motion sensor, and this creepy crook begins to talk. His evil dead face and jaws jump to life, and his boot lives to unearth more than just money.
After 3 sights, I've got to hit a winner. 3rd time's the charm. No harm, no foul.
From rags to riches to downright rotten, one tombstone at a time. The 6.5-foot animated LED grave robber. Only at the Home Depot.
What hungry horrors feed beneath the water's sheen? And what happens when those horrors come ashore for a fresher catch? The 7-foot LED Megalodon Shark has developed a taste for human flesh, and this great white is ready to take a great bite out of you. Measuring nearly 7 feet tall and 4.5 foot wide, this titanic terror is the sea's most fearsome predator. Its 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth loom large, gleaming in the moonlight and ready to attack those who dare to get too close. This bloody beast has blood-red LED eyes, and its menacing mouth glows brightly against the black of night. The gaping jaws fixed wide open, waiting for its next bite. Think twice before you take the bait. Nothing can save you from this Fright Night bite. The 7-foot LED Megalodon Shark. Only at the Home Depot.
Beware, traveler, for these woods hold secrets. They are near as ancient as I. Listen to their words, for they may be your last. You'll do well to heed their warning. for your own sake.
Not all who dwell in this eerie realm desire to inflict harm. There are those whose wares are warnings, peddling predictions to any passerby smart enough to heed them. At 7.5 feet, the Nightshade Witch is a harbinger of horror, spreading the awful word of the wood to all who will stop and listen. She wears the bones of unfortunate and unwise travelers who came before. Threadbare gauze and scavenged fabrics accent her tattered robe and tall, pointed hat. Stare deep into her gaze, and 8 life eyes options illuminate the dark night. Her gruesome grey skin is as pale as the moonlight, all but rotting from her frail frame. In her hand, a crooked broomstick that lands at a vibrant, color-changing brush base. It's the perfect perch for a lonely crow, and from her belt hangs a potion satchel, deadly nightshade, of course. Trigger her motion sensor, and her face, mouth, and arm come alive as she readies another potent portent.
Do you hear them? My crows speak the tongue of the dead, bearing witness to those who dare to linger here. You can run if you wish, but they will find you. Now come, and let me see if you're worthy of joining my flock.
A coven is a-brewing, and her crows won't stop at a pinch or a peck of the secret ingredient. You, the 7.5-foot Nightshade Witch. Only at the Home Depot.
The first thing we gotta do is get me out of this body once and for all.
Digging up graves? Well, that's child's play, especially to the 3.5-foot tall scarred Chucky, or should I say, Charles Lee Ray. This murderous maniac has been trapped in a scarred, blood-soaked toy for far too long, and he's desperate to reassume his human form, or what's left of it. No more torn and tattered overalls, no more kids' shirts, or shock of messy blood-red hair. Chucky has had enough, and he's ready to grow up for good. Trigger his motion sensor, and he's prepared to stop anyone who stands in his way. He brandishes an illuminated bloody blade, looking from side to side, blinking and moving his jaw as he begins to speak.
Get off my knife!
You'll be the star of his next gruesome scene, and it won't be the director who says cut. The 3.5-foot animated LED scarred Chucky doll. Only at the Home Depot.
Sit. Good boy. But don't be fooled. This colossal canine obeys but one master. The 5-foot Skelly Sitting Dog is one disturbing Doberman. Starved to the bone, this hungry hound is covered in realistic texture and detail. A single row of terrifying teeth, long and sharp as razors, line its gaping grin. 2 life eyes glow grimly in the moonlight, beckoning only the bravest to propose a pet. Use the included remote control to choose from 8 available display options and fill its eyes with villainous visions. But proceed with caution, and do not tempt or tease this beast, because a simple fetch is all it takes to witness evil unleashed. The 5-foot-long Skelly Sitting Dog. Only at the Home Depot.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a little lost. I'll be more than happy to help you find your way.
Wander your way down the wrong path in this gruesome graveyard, and you'll find yourself in the grasp of horrors more hair-raising than the darkest dreams can conjure. Beware the arm's reach of the 7-foot animated LED Spellcasting Witch, with sunken, sagging eyes that glow red in the night. This wicked witch looks for travelers lost in the forest's dark passages. Her long black cloak, accented with a vibrant violet cape and tall pointed hat, catch the moonlight shining in a sea of ebony. And a quick escape is always there, with a magical broomstick in her left hand. In her outstretched right palm, a third eye seeks something far more sinister. Trigger her motion sensor and it glows bright green against her putrid skin. She thrusts it forward for a better look as her jaw moves and she begins to speak.
There is nothing to be afraid of, except for me!
Beauty truly is in the eye of the beholder. The 7-foot animated LED Spellcasting Witch. Only at the Home Depot.
Out from the caves and mountains, beneath the bridges of man-made worlds, come craggy, crazed, club-clutching creatures in search of a delectable snack.
Smell something good.
The 8-foot, giant-sized Tumble the Troll is a larger-than-life lug, looking to beat and bludgeon its way to a warm meal. Linger long around this massive monster, and you might be the main course. From 2 wiggling ears to a broad, jutting jaw, its horrific head grows ever wider. Sharp stubs of teeth, including 2 ferocious fangs, dot a wide, hungry mouth. His fattened flesh is loose and wrinkled, hanging from a fearsome frame. Trigger his motion sensor, and his eyes fill with light, alternating in anger from yellow to red and back again. With 2 towering arms, he hoists his rock-studded club, all the better for bashing. His large head and powerful body come alive, opening and closing his jaw as he sniffs out his prey.
Want to find you and smash you with my club.
The clock is ticking. But don't wait around for the dinner bell, lest you become a club sandwich.
He can smell your terror.
The 8-foot, giant-sized, animated LED Tumble the Troll. Only at the Home Depot.
Welcome. Take a seat and relax, won't ya? I promise I'll give ya the closest shave of your life.
Who needs the barber shop when this blade-wielding wild man is coming straight for you? Your best cut may be your last when the bloodthirsty 7-foot animated LED zombie barber is in town. Standing 7 feet tall, this pockmarked white-haired hacker is sharply dressed in a shiny silken vest, crisp collared shirt, and a massive top hat. But take a closer look, and you'll see he's rotten right down to the bone. Don't mind the putrid yellow nails on his menacing hands. You won't feel a thing when you trigger the sensor, and the berserked barber raises his arm and turns his head, staring you down with his deep red eyes as he readies his dueling razors for a swift slice.
Just a quick slice, and off it goes.
What'll it be? A few inches off the top? Or how about the chop? His specialty. The 7-foot animated LED zombie barber. Only at the
I have been looking everywhere for you. You're next on my list.
It is no human hand that harvests under the light of the moon. When night's dark consumes all that grows, and living sounds have died to a whisper, the 7.5-foot animated LED Fiery Reaper will once again come forth and take what is owed. Towering over the normal human, from beneath a shimmering black hooded cape, 2 red evil eyes and a scarred skull burn red with rage. In one hand, a glowing scroll listing the name of each unfortunate soul he wishes to collect. In the other, a towering scythe with a craggy, crooked blade, sharpened and shaped for only one purpose: to cut down any strange soul that stands in his way. Trigger his motion sensor, and he is all too happy to oblige.
What a long night, burning through all these souls. Maybe I'll add a few that aren't on my list to get a nice bonus from the boss. That's right. Lucky you. You're gonna be the next in the hot seat.
Heads up or heads down, in the darkness or in the light. Either way, whatever you have sown, he inevitably shall reap. The 7.5-foot Fiery Reaper. Only at the Home Depot.